Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is January 27th, 2019. My name is Lynn and I'm your host, and I am so glad to see you. I hope you're all well. As you can see, I'm only using one camera, so I won't be schizophrenic here today. I just am so looking forward to getting updated. I cannot believe this is our fourth episode of the new year. And as you can hear from my voice, I'm still not quite back to normal, but I'm getting better. And certainly a week out in Missouri with new friends and old will make you feel better, no matter how much you have the flu. So welcome, everyone. Grab your project, and for the next 60 minutes, let's see what we can get done, what we can accomplish. That's what FiberCast is all about. It's about having fun. Before I go any further, I want to say hello to Becca and Gail and everyone that I met out at Missouri Star Quilt Company. And hi to Jenny Doan, who came and talked to us and was very generous with her time for a lot of time last Thursday night. It was a special treat. I also want to say hi to my sister KB and her friend and my friend Katie Miller, as well as KB's daughter, Alexa, who is now back in Alaska. She flew all the way into snowy Missouri, and we'll tell you what she did. It was one of those memory-making weeks. Hint, it has to do with a wedding. Let's see. I have my calendar here. I have the block that we're going to make tonight, or this afternoon. It's only this afternoon here in the East Coast. And I have quilts I want to show you. But why don't we just jump into getting started with the project so that then I can talk to you about other things that are going on and we can get caught up and we can plan for our new year. I'm psyched for our new year. Okay, so this is our Queen Bee Skill Building Group. And it's something that our Missouri Star, our Marathon Quilting Guild put together this year as part of our program. And what it is every month, I think I've mentioned it before, every month one of the members of our guild gets to pick a block that the other people will make for them, and then they make a quilt out of it. Michelle is our queen bee for January, and she designed this block, I think with some help from another quilting company called Generations Quilt Patterns. And I've cut out the squares for one block. We're supposed to make two. And we're supposed to make two using all one blue and white Kona. So my first block is going to be made out of this blue and these whites. And I've cut out all of the pieces. If we have time, I'm going to use this blue and cut out a second block. And who is that? Who's out there? Who's out there? Becca, are you out there? Hey, KB, hi. KB says, yay, what an awesome surprise. I just happened to walk into my sewing room to get unpacked and organized. You will keep me company and make the work go faster or smoother. I have to log in. Oh, that's perfect, KB. I'm so glad. Isn't it nice to be back in your studio? As much fun as it was to be away, I loved coming back in here. I've already quilted one quilt yesterday for Sarah, and I've delivered it back to Milford for her. I have Gail Black's quilt, her Americana quilt, on the frame right now, and it's looking beautiful. And I'll post a picture of that later tonight. Yep, so we're keeping you company and make the work go fast. Oh, enjoy, KB. Send me, as always, send pictures, send updates to Lynn at simplycolorful.com. And as soon as, very quickly, I'll go look at those, and I want to read your comments and see what you've been up to. Okay, so I have my gray thread. I have all of my pieces cut out. Excuse me. I really am getting better despite how I sound. Okay, so she says it'll end up being 14 inches by 14 inches. And I've not done this before, so we're going to kind of do this together. First, we're going to make a partial square and a square. I don't know if you can see that up close. So it has me taking Oh, we did this last week with our snowballs. So here are my 1.5 inchers. Oh, I brought my bag that I've got here from Missouri Star. Do you believe we went to Missouri Star in the middle of the winter? I'm so glad we did, but I have to tell you, it was not without travel, interesting travel happenings. For example, Becky and Melissa, who also came. Becky came out from Holliston. Melissa is a friend from graduate school that lives in Kansas. Well, Becky's flight on last Monday from Boston, right after Sunday we had a blizzard here. Monday, her plane did not go out. My plane went out at 5 in the morning, left Logan's, they boarded us, but then I sat on the runway for 3 hours while they de-iced our plane and they de-iced the runway, and it was fine because I was sleeping. Okay, draw a diagonal line on the right side. Okay. Okay, I'm doing this on 3 of them, times 4, on 12 of them. So that was Monday, getting out of Logan, Boston Logan, and going to Kansas City. My flight that did finally leave around 8 went to Minneapolis, and then was going to go down to Kansas City. So by the time I got to Minneapolis, of course, I missed my connecting flight. So I caught a connecting flight in the afternoon, ended up getting there after Katie and Karen, who were right there at my gate, which was delightful. And then within an hour, Alexa was there from Alaska. So all 4 of us made it to Missouri. We rented a van and we drove out to Hamilton about an hour, and we made it there Monday night. It was freezing. It was freezing and icy and snowy, but it was very pretty. It was sunny a lot of the time out there. But the locals were saying it was more cold than it usually is. So it was below normal temperatures. So that was Monday. Monday night also, Gail and Becca arrived, and they had been driving up from Georgia, and they'd gone through Paducah, and it was tough traveling for them too, but they made it, and it was just wonderful to meet Becca in person and meet Gail, who it turns out we had some things in common. We both worked back at HP and Compaq and Digital back in the day, so we compared notes on that from the 1980s, which is kind of scary. But ironically, or not ironically, her son is very much into electronics now. She's retired. And she was talking about how her whole house has Alexa in it. It's all Alexified, which is quite funny because my niece's name is Alexa, who happened to be born on the same day as Google, and Google has Alexa. How ironic is that? I just learned that this weekend. Okay, so here we have a 4.5-inch white Kona block, and we have our 2.5-inch blues. And the instructions are to do just like we did last week with the snowball. Place this here, and I think I'm going to do all 4 of them at once. Might as well. And I'm sewing to the right of my line, just a couple of threads. Oh, and I guess let me test this. So I don't think you can see that, but I've sewn here a couple of threads from my line so that I can now do you believe we got to sew all last week? It was unbelievably fun. And I cannot say enough good things about Cindy and Molly, who were our hosts. And let me get my Panasonic iron ready to rock and roll. Okay. They took care of us from the moment we arrived all through the days. And we were there from Monday till Friday, which was just so decadent. And a lot of us worked pretty late. I mean, Becca, I think, was up until 2 one night. Katie and Alexa and Karen and Becky was up very early every day. One night I was having a, let's see, how many of these do I, okay, I need to make 4. So 1, ha, that's a good thing. I ran out of bobbin thread. One night, maybe Wednesday night, I was having quite the coughing jag in the middle of the night. And you know, we sleep in bunks or bunk rooms. And so if you're not a heavy sleeper, it can be hard not to get woken up by others. So anyway, I started coughing and I went downstairs to where we all sew every day. And they've gotten a new front area where you sit. It's a couch and a chair. A lazy boy, like reclining chair. And I slept in the little reclining chair in front of the front shop window. So anyone driving down Hamilton could see this old lady lying there sleeping. But it helped. I got to sleep. I stopped coughing. I hopefully didn't wake up too much. Let me just finish this. Oh, and I'll see who's out there. Enough about me. I want to hear from you. It's making a lot of noise. Hey, Carol. Over in the UK. Hello. Carol says, hi, Lynn and FiberCasters. I've had the week off work and we have finally finished the refurbishment of our bathroom. Congratulations. It took much longer than we planned, but hubby's hard work has paid off and I can enjoy a long soak. Oh, good for you. Oh, wow. She says, being on holiday has allowed me time to work on the Blue Mountain Beauty Quilt. It has not even touched my scraps, but I enjoyed trying. Wow. Looks like you had a fantastic time at Missouri Quilt Company. Did you get your quilt top finished? I will enjoy watching tonight. Oh, Carol, I love your quilt. I want to make one. Look at that. Look at how nice and scrappy and fun that is. And she's playing with lights and darks of all blues. And her background is all different colors of light scraps. Oh, that is just wonderful. Congratulations. That's a beauty. Yes. So I made 2 tops. To answer your question, the one behind me is one top I made from a brand new line of fabric and from a Missouri Star pattern. Of course, the pattern and information about the fabric is in my box of fabric that's still en route back from Missouri Star. If and when you go, just know that they will ship your fabric back for free. So you basically go all the way into the middle of America and you buy fabric and then they ship it home to you. So I'll let you know what that pattern is, but I love it. It's made with 1 jelly roll and, let's say half a yard of the white and 1.25 yards of the green sashing. And then my binding I have right here was another maybe 3/4 yard. So I've made my binding already. And I love it. It's got metallic in it. And I think it's called keyhole. So look up Missouri Star. Look up something like keyhole. It's so easy to make. So easy. I think excuse me. I think this is the one you meant, and this is not done. So I was making the snowball quilt, and I ended up using 2 charm packs. So there are 80 or 84 of the snowballs. I think just 80. I think I did 8 by 10. What I'm waiting for is also in my box, coming back from Hamilton, is a really pretty Kona, sort of reddish punchy, but not quite our punch color that we've used in past quilts. And I'm just going to put a big red border all the way around and call it. I don't love it, but I'm glad I persevered, and I do like the process. So let's see if I can just keep it up there. Oh, hang on. So I definitely like the process, and I'm going to continue playing with making patterns using the charm squares. I'm curious how your house pattern came out. Did that come out well? Okay. So glad you're out there, Carol. And your bathroom, I'm glad that's done. And I'm glad you've enjoyed some time off. I tell you, I could get used to having some time off. It sure is fun. Ooh, I need to clean out my throat here. Not just my throat, but my machine's throat. That wasn't even funny, was it? Okay. Well, what do we have in here that might be useful for cleaning? We will just use a little piece of fabric. Oh, so my sister is unpacking her things. See, she also sent back fabric in a box, so we can't even ask her to send us pictures. And I don't know if Gail and Becca are still driving home. They may actually not even be home yet. What fun. They were telling me about a great place that they do retreats down in the Georgia area. And it's a national park area that has a retreat center. And they are always looking for extra things to do in that retreat center. It's not like they can do wildlife and preservation types of activities 24/7 all year round. So they do open it up for like quilt guilds. You can go up there and rent the facility, which sounded like great fun and a good opportunity. There's so many places that we quilters can go find and squat. Ideally somewhat near fabric stores, but not necessarily. Oh, we met the nicest people. We formed a Facebook group. There were people there from Louisiana. Hi, Pat. From Texas. From so many places, and I didn't brush up on exactly where, but I have all the names, and I will say hi to you. Again, I have my list of names, and they all are in that box coming back from Missouri Star. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I need to do one more. One more of these. We'll do our snowball. It's a good thing we know how to snowball now. Okay. So there are 4. 1, 2. See, See how careful I'm being? Because I have to give this to Queen Michelle. You know how usually I would just cut this with my scissors, but I might as well do it right. Speaking of doing it right, I have to show you the piecing of Becca's mystery quilt. She sent it home with me to quilt, which I'm honored to do, and I can't wait. She also sent me a backing that she pieced. But first, let me show you, do you remember our spring fling? Look at what she made. Isn't that lovely? And every corner matches. It's beautifully executed. It's 51 inches by 51 inches. Isn't it stunning? And not just that, being beautifully executed, but she also took her remaining fabric because she was going to make it a little bigger, and she wisely kept it down to a bit smaller. And she found a goof in the pattern, by the way. So thank you for that. She made this as the backing. Isn't that stunning? I'm so proud to know a quilter like this with this kind of skill. Back. Really well done. So we're starting to email back and forth with ideas for quilting it. We have talked about doing custom quilting, but I'm now leaning toward recommending a very tight overall quilting pattern. A stipple is one option, or I found about 5 different ones that are very tight, and I sent her pictures of. There's one called Fire by Cindy Herman, Stipple by Dave, which is very tiny. Just like Jenny Doan said to us, she said, oftentimes she wants the piecing to be the star of the show. And I think on this quilt, that's as it should be. So, isn't that amazing? So the whole point of that was she does a very good job with her piecing. And because I'm doing this for Michelle, I will try to do it somewhat professionally. I love this iron for my individual piecing. Oops. Okay. So that's plugged in. Now we do this again and again on each side. So we'll do 4 more. So the second one. Here's the third one, and one more. Oh, Carol, that is great work on your quilt. Okay. So now we have 4. That I will cut off with my rotary cutter. There. Apparently there is a YouTube, I don't know if it's a channel or a bunch of channels. It's called Floss TV, and they do embroidery. And I'm told that they use multiple cameras like we're trying to do. And I'm curious, I've got to go do my homework and see if they do the filming on 2 cameras and then merge the film together, or how they do that. So I set the seam. I iron it. Oh, it feels so good to get back at the sewing machine. Okay. So there, now we do one more. So we do it to 3 of these sides. I'm going to increase the speed of my machine again. I really am more accurate when I keep it going slowly. And oftentimes I have to slow it down to wind my bobbin. And then I keep it slow. And I do a few passes very, very nicely and accurately. And then I become impatient and I speed her up again. And there we go. Okay. Excuse me. There. There. I also discovered Creative Grids rulers. I love those things because they don't slip and slide. Creative Grid. I didn't buy any because I already have rulers. And I'm thinking I can maybe put some sort of gripper on the back. I think I've seen people use tape. Okay, so there's step 1. Partial square and a square, make 4. Okay, so we made 4 of those. Next it says, here we can put those there. Quick angled rectangle, make 8 per block. Oh, and I need 4 left angle and 4 right angle. Okay, so I take, okay, so I need 8 of these 2.5 by 2.5. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And we use our friction pen, which I do love. Oh, we got so many giveaways too. They gave us a red friction pen. And they were careful to say, don't use it on the front of your fabric, because I guess when it gets really cold, you can see it again. So even though when you iron friction, Like, see how I just drew on that? Watch this. The heat got rid of it. But what they said was, if it gets really cold, it could show up again. So anyway, they gave us lots of things. They gave us a bag, a nice Missouri Star bag. Gave us a little tumbler template. Might even have that here. Little tumbler template. So I could put that. On a 2.5-inch square. It'd be a lot of work, huh? Whoops. We'd be up for it though. Okay, so now we have to do 4 going one way and 4 going the other way. And I'll show you what I mean. So here we need to make them go this way. Look at that, huh? Now we need 4 to go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we just put this so the drawing goes that way. Okay. All lined up. Okay. So we have 8 more that we need to trim and iron. There's 1, 2. Fun, fun, fun. 3. So now that we're playing with these charm packs, thinking about doing a mystery using charm packs. We'd start it in April, end of April. And either we would prescribe a certain designer and charm pack, or you could pick your own. And I'm thinking it would be little squares. I just dropped this, so it would be kind of like this mystery, but different, of course. So I set the seam. There's one. I hope you can see this. 2. Three. I haven't even read this pattern one time. So we're living on the edge. Our nephew Connor is getting baptized this afternoon. And we were going to go, but I just don't want, both Bob and I have been sick, and I just don't want to risk getting anyone sick. Okay, let's see. So we have that. 2, 2. There we go. Okay. So there's step 2. Okay, outer corner block assembly. Now we're going to go put those pieces together. So if you can see the top here, we're going to put one of our corner pieces, one of each of these, and a corner white block. I'll show you. So here's this, and this, and that. And that. Okay. I'm going to web these together. Okay. So now they're webbed together. Now we're going to fold it over. Okay, let me make sure I've got that. Yep. Okay. I had to make sure the corners met up right. And then I'm going to spin my seams here. Or not. Not. But let's see. There we go. Okay, there's one. So let's put that aside and do this and this and this and this. Okay, so now I'm going to try different type of webbing. So who's out there? And have you sent me a note to say you're out there at lynn@simplycolorful.com? Okay. Here we go. Here's a second one. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's see if the spinning of the seams will work. No, it doesn't. It wants to put... I can't even describe it. Okay, there's a second one. Oh, I see. Oh, this is going to be cool. Before I do this one, let me see if anyone's out there. I don't want to miss you. Last week, I felt so bad because I couldn't see any of your people who wrote in. So actually, let me go back and see if I can make sure and say hi to everyone. Hey, Ann. Hi, Ann. Ann says, it's awesome. I just spotted you were on. What a thrill. Oh, I'm so glad you're out there. She says, I'm just trying to get some more of my Bonnie Hunter Good Fortune quilt done. I'm making good friends with Jack the Ripper, she says, LOL. Oh, this is so pretty. She says, I've been busy knitting and made a cute cardigan for my new granddaughter who is due in March. I'm also doing the murder mystery quilt along, one clue a month, together with a chapter of the book Murder at the Luau. So going to be fun. Hope everyone has an amazing week. Love and quilty hugs, Ann. Oh, Ann, that's amazing. So first, look at, she's making progress. And then look at her cardigan. Ann, you go so fast. It's so impressive. Oh, I love the little front flowers. Oh, so glad you're out there. Wonderful. Oh, here's Becca sent pictures. Let me see if I can download it. And they're on the website too. But there that is. Doesn't that look neat? And then there's the back. Let's see. Oh, Carol. Carol was doing some sashing. Carol Bell, Yorkshire. She said she's also been working on her Good Fortune quilt, has added a few borders. Ah, And she had a look in a box and found a UFO that needs piece sashing and 9 patch cornerstones. So tonight she says she's been piecing strip sets. That's good. She said, yeah, she had to do a pieced border for good fortune. Excuse me. And that was going to be too hard. Okay. Excuse me. Did everyone see Carol's house blocks? Excuse me. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep going here. I'm beginning to wonder if that flu shot worked. I don't think it did. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, it sounds like you have some good things in the works. How lucky are we that we have things that we enjoy to do? There were some amazing quilters at the retreat, I have to say, including my niece, who did a remarkable job. She made 2 quilt tops. Really well done. See if I can spin my seams here. Yep, so one morning I went out in search of Sudafed, which really did help. And come to find out, which I'd heard about, but I hadn't bought it in so long. You have to sign your life away in order to get Sudafed. And in Mississippi, where Abby and her grandmother Hattie were from, they don't even sell it at all in Mississippi. But I found it. It was at the local health stop. And it was behind the counter. And they took all my address and my vitals, not my vitals, my address, my social security. No, they didn't take my social security number. I guess just my address. Because I guess you can do some funky things with Sudafed. As in make other drugs with it. So that was interesting. I got some of that. Yeah, we just put them together like so. Oh, we have some paper piecing to do. So I did read that far ahead, didn't I? Now, the question is, since this is a skill builder, no, I think I can just iron that to show the points. I was wondering if I would have to redo it. That one I might have to. Let's see, hopefully this one's okay. No, it's not great. I'm going to take this one out. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Where's my seam ripper? Oh, and I have to show you something else. Oh, we got so many gifts. So many gifts. Doesn't this look like lipstick? Because you know that old singer ad. You have to do your hair and your makeup and everything, clean the house before you sit down to sew. Well, it's not quite lipstick. It's a needle holder. Isn't that cool? Down it goes. What a great way to carry your needles. Okay, let's rip this out so that we can do a better seam. Jack the Ripper. Just want it to come out a little. Look at that. Okay. There we go. That's better. I'm not lying quite as flat, but that's okay. Oh, isn't it fun to be back in the studio? So you know what we have to do next month? We're the queen bee. So we have to pick a good pattern. And I think since it's February, I'm going to do something in red. And I think I have a pattern in the Block magazine that looked fun to have people do. And I'll show that to you. And providing my box gets here next week, I'll show that to you. See what you think. But retreats sure are a fun way to go. Someone commented that I didn't speak much at the retreat. They were used to me speaking all the time on FiberCast. Isn't that funny? Well, I didn't feel well, which was really why I didn't speak much. But I can be a chatty Cathy. Okay, so check that out. We are moving along. What do we have to do next? And let's see if we have time to do it. Okay, we're going to use these. Okay. Inner star points. Make 4 per block. Two, 3. Okay, good. So she gave us this. See those paper pieces? There are 4 of them. So that's good. Oh my goodness gracious. How are we doing here? Can we do this? Let's do 1 and make sure we can do it. And then we're going to call it. I think that might be the plan. So these will go just so that we know where this is going to go. Yeah, I'll show it right here. So that will go there. Okay, I must need these for something else. Oh, okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Must be for my second block. Okay, now she had us cut these out. Using the paper piece pattern, make 4 2.5-inch unfinished triangle triangle. The inner triangle should be background white. The outer triangle should be blueprint. I guess that's what these are for. We have done paper piecing before. We can do this. Okay, so here's one. Use that white. Back. Okay, and I'm going to reduce my stitch to 1.8. Okay, and then fold this back. Oh, you should have seen Becky McDonald doing her wedding quilt, double wedding ring quilt out of Kaffa fabrics. It's going to be stunning with white on white print background. Doing this reminded me of that. Okay, and then there we go. And there's that. Maybe we have just done an adequate job paper piecing. Let's see. Okay. So here's the rough view. Now let's iron it. Okay. And then here. There. And there. So, oops. Okay, and then it says, so one of those to one of these. Well, what fun this is. I know I didn't quite complete it. I have to make 3 more of these. And then we'll put the pieces together. So I hope you can see that. That's kind of fun. I am so happy to have you here doing whatever you're doing with me. I want to thank you for jumping in. Make it a great week. Do what you want to do every day, at least for a little while. And if you're working, make it a great week. Find some recreation in it. Next week will be February 1st already. It'll be Super Bowl weekend. It'll be the start of the 2nd month of the year. I cannot believe it. This will be done. We'll probably be picking out my queen bee block, which will be in a red. And we'll probably be doing something else with another charm pack. And I'll also show you everything that came back in my box from Missouri Star. So I want to thank you for joining me. Thanks for being a FiberCaster. Go make it a great week, and I'll see you next Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Bye, everyone.